Hello, Targar friends. Hey, everybody. It's Jason Blaha here, and once again, it's time for another Orc Mode workout. And today was Dynamic Effort Bench Press Day. But just a quick reminder for those of you who enjoy these videos, please remember to click like down below. I'm going to keep the likes higher than the dislikes and run through and do the same thing on my other videos. The ratios are pretty high in the other direction today, so if you guys could run down at about, I don't know, 100 of you, just click like real quick, it'd be pretty helpful. Speed benching kind of took me a bit to get into my groove. And one of the things I've noticed, my front delt on my left side is still tweaked from that floor press. The thing I had to remember, anything close grip, I can't be up high at all. It just completely strains my shoulder. Right? So, again, if I was going to floor press, I'm going to have to keep it super low on the chest. I'm just going to stick with close grip benching for all my stuff. Same thing I had said before, speed bench. We're going to do it all close grip. Notice how much better that looks. And it took me a bit to find my groove, but it's a lot faster. It's not perfect. We need to get faster still, but kind of finding my different grooves. And I really was happiest as I got further in as far as where I feel that power. So now that I've gone back to all close gripping, I don't need to worry about my grooves and stuff for the wider grip. Doesn't matter. We know I'm stronger with close grip. We saw it on Max Effort Day. Right? We saw it. Some of these were faster than others. Again, some of it was me testing a couple different bar paths, a couple different grooves, and what I found is what I've always known. If I keep it super low, the bar super low, it's really comfortable for my shoulder. Anything where I let the bar drift up to and touch my chest on any sort of chest press tends to tweak my shoulder slightly. Right? I will never be able to. You guys talk about guillotine press. Dude, I can't even touch my chest. What are y'all talking about? Hurts. There's a reason I'm not a very chest dominant bencher. But yeah, it was okay through all the benching. As far as my shoulder goes, it felt good for overhead pressing, but as soon as I got to JM presses, that same spot that I felt tweaked a little bit kind of messed with me again. And it's still uncomfortable. So I'm going to just have to remember these things and start assessing very, very carefully what I'm doing for different supplemental lifts to keep that shoulder health on point. And a lot of what I'm doing today and this week has been messing with these different positions. Right now that I've got some shoulder mobility back, there are things I want to be able to do that I haven't been able to do, so we need to figure out how to do them while maintaining shoulder health. And it's going to be a lot of ebb and flow with this. Okay, it's a lot of ebb and flow with it. And that's the difference, guys. I'm not a 25-year-old kid with a 275 bench. I'm trying to get to big numbers here in my 40s, and it's a little bit different of a game. There's always some fine-tuning to be done. But we're going to do it, and we are doing it. And overall, I mean, the lifting itself today looks pretty good as far as just strength and performance. I've just got things I need to fine-tune. So getting that speed bench dialed in, and I really was happy with it. I felt like I found the proper groove near the end. Found that proper groove, found what I was looking for. Now, is it as fast as I'd like it? No. What are you going to do about it? Not train? All right. So we'll keep working on it now that we're finding the right grooves, finding the right grips, the right bar paths, the right head positions. Work with it. Build off of it. Again, go back to just all the close gripping because we know that's where I'm strongest. I've gone back and forth enough to where it is. And you guys know me. I'll eventually mess at some point. So, I want to mess with the wide grip again. You know why? And that's fine. As long as I keep getting stronger, does it really matter? Really matter if I want to mess with it back and forth? So we've got to kind of find grooves a little bit anytime we change. But we know for the speed bench, I suck at wide grip. And it's not even comfortable. Not even comfortable. And I don't want to try to explain what I mean by the discomfort. It's just a thing I feel in my chest. Like benching has always been painful for me. Since my first day in the gym, the bench press has always been what I would describe as a painful exercise. It is. It's physically painful even with an empty bar, and it has been my entire life. So when people say, oh, you don't like the bench because you suck out your long arms. Well, yeah, that's it also. But the bench is excruciatingly painful. And me finding ways to do the bench that only hurt a little bit, it's always tricky. But the exercises always hurt me. And when I say hurt, I mean sharp pain, not DOMS. It's always been painful. Even when I've been good at it, it just hurts. It's just the way my chest and stuff is built. But let's come over to the press. I decided to mess with a narrower grip. Now that I've got better mobility, I'm a little stronger with the narrow grip. And I'm trying to kind of find that sweet spot, and that's okay. We'll go back and forth. We can do some wide grip, we can do narrow grip. That's the beauty of just getting all around strong. You can mess with different grip angles. Now, it's a little harder, I think, for me to lock this bar because it's hard to get your wrist in the right position, always cocked back, and that matters. Because I still don't have the most perfect shoulder mobility. We fixed a lot of it, and how do we fix it? By building up weak muscles. And I want to make that clear. Mobility exercises, I've been doing mobility exercises for 2 years. They don't do anything. Mobility exercises, I think, is a complete trash, con, fraud concept made up by physical therapists to steal your money. It's theft. It's basically fraud. There's no such thing. None of that shit works. You know, it worked building up my rear delts. Right? Working on my rear delts, infraspinatus, rhomboids, that gave me the ability to start locking out overhead again. That's it. All that mobility stuff does is cause pain. Mobility exercises do nothing but cause pain. That's been my experience. They don't do anything. Do anything to increase range of motion. They just make your joints hurt. Building the correct muscles up, that helps. And it's not perfect because I have to keep balancing that out. I have to keep building those muscles. Right? Keep building them. And it is a little harder with a narrower grip for me to still get fully locked out. And again, some of it varies with bar to bar. So I probably need to go just a hair wider. But I want to mess with the slightly closer because I can do a little more weight. Probably going to help my closed grip benching a little more. But we can do both. I'll do some phases of each one. Wider grip, closer grip. It's like I've been doing the wide grip recently. It's gone pretty good. But I want to be able to move more weight. It's about being able to move big weights, long range of motion. So this is just a quick 5x5. You know, with a decent weight too. We'll keep getting stronger with the overhead press, and it'll carry over. But my overhead pressing, shoulders, all my shoulder girdle, triceps are going to be a big priority for me in benching because I'm closed grip benching, and my pecs will get enough work just from my bench training itself and speed bench. I think I'm not that worried about them. I need to build the muscles that I know are going to be my limiting factors. And it's those. Now I tried to do the JM press like I've been doing on the floor, and this first weight, it just killed my shoulder. The set of 6 is what I've just done on the floor. I couldn't get in the right positions. I felt it just painful in my left shoulder. Again, the same thing that hurt from the floor press where I went too high up on my chest the other day with a closed grip. Which is why we're going to stick to just closed grip benching on the bench. Closed grip work. Because it affects now my ability to JM press. And I just couldn't get in the groove. Like I'm like, okay, I'm just going too heavy. All right, let me see if I can get 6 with 20 pounds less. Stripped it down. I just couldn't get my triceps. Right? No matter what I did today, every rep, I felt nothing but my left anterior deltoid. That's the only thing I felt. I just couldn't get any real tricep involvement. So I'm like, why mess with this exercise today? If we can't get it to work, let's get something that will work. And we did at the end. We finished off with a bunch of triceps. And I went over to what I did the other day because that was a different movement. And that will work. And that's what we have to do. We've got to overdevelop my shoulders, my triceps right now to get my bench to keep moving. The bench is moving. All right? The goal, 375 this year. It's going to be the goal. But I gave up on those. I'm like, well, let me go over. I'm going to mess with my snatch grip high pulls. And I've had someone suggest stuff, and I also know this from watching guys like Christian Thibodeau's stuff and listening to him. In a perfect world, we need to get the bar in the crease of our hip. The problem is that I do not have normal proportions. People try to figure out what's up with my proportions, right? They don't understand. Am I a short guy, a tall guy, a long? What's going on? I'm probably taller than you guys think I am. And that's, again, something I've noticed in person. People have this idea of how tall they think I am. They meet me, I'm probably 3 to 6 inches taller than you think. So it's not that. I have long arms relative to my head. I have really long arms. So when I'm trying to get the grip placement, getting my hands on the bar in a position to where I can do the hip crease correctly on these was not easy today. Right? Even that's too low because I have to grip wider. Well, do you guys see the issue? It's hard to grip wider. And it's because of my arm length. The arm length is what determines how wide you grip to get these in the perfect position. I got a stupid ass wingspan. And I know because I've measured it. Okay? Like, I know exactly how long my arms are. I know exactly how tall I am. Because I care. As a coach, I need to know this stuff. Especially coaching my own lifting. So I did 7x3 with this and worked more and more on kind of finding that groove. It took me a bit. It got a little bit better. And yes, I increased the weight. It's a bit heavy, but I need to be able to work with heavy weights and keep exploding. Right? Technique with lightweight doesn't do anything for you. Let's get that clear also. That's a bullshit concept. Technique work with lightweight is completely useless on anything but the most technical movements. Now, is this an Olympic lift variation? Yes, but it's not a highly technical one. All right, if you're working with 80%, you're not going to get any technique work. It's a complete waste of time. It's a waste of time. Unless that's like 8 rep sets, maybe. You got to get heavier. So I did 7x3, and yeah, it was heavy. And I need to work on getting the technique down with a moderately heavy weight here and still explode with it. And I did, and it got better as I went. But it's going to take more practice. But I wanted to mess with the triples. 7 triples is a good training volume for explosiveness and hypertrophy. On a movement that has an explosive component. That's a nice balance of reps and sets. Programmed well. That's what I did today, and we worked on it. And I felt it got better. So it's like, as I went through this, I got a good feel for my speed bench. Of really where I know it needs to be as far as me doing all closed grip. These are going to take some work, but they are improving. They're not perfect. They're not perfect. Yes, I'm aware of the different issues. They'll get better, but they're doing what I need them to do. I feel the power transfer. Right? I feel like I'm developing good power from it, and it's building my shoulders up, my whole shoulder girdle. And that's what we want. That's what we're trying to do. This is one of the things that is helping me do what I need to do with my shoulders. It's developing the whole shoulder girdle. Right? While still having an explosive component that will make me stronger and faster and more powerful across the board. Alright, that's the name of the game. Then we did the ring pull-ups, and I'm like, I think my shoulders are at a point where I can try to get away with these. I'll do these maybe twice a week, rows twice a week, snatch grip rows. Now, that's the highest I can get the rings and still use them with my rack, guys. You can't quite see the top of the rack there, but trust me, there is no higher. So, you got just a slight angle, and the beauty of it is that it does limit my range of motion. Alright, this is where people are going to argue, and this is where I'm going to tell you to kiss my ass. Bottom of chin-ups and range of motion excessively and letting my shoulders unpack ends up injuring my shoulders. Why would I want to do that? I don't even need to go quite to the... No, I actually don't. I actually don't. To build my lats and biceps and the things that I am using this lift for, I actually do not have to do that. I'm going to save my shoulders. Do this controlled, do the range of motion to where I can work everything without irritating the shoulder joint. Pull-ups and chin-ups will destroy your shoulders as you get older as a lifter if you're not careful with what you do. Now, I need to go wider with the rings. Why? I do struggle to lock the elbows here with this width, and I can't with this width. Like, if you guys notice, that is a hang there. So I do need to get them a hair wider and work on getting a little bit more lockout with the elbows. It doesn't need to be a hard lock. I can keep a soft lock. Again, easier on my shoulders. I don't want the shoulders to roll forward, because when I do, it's not a row, guys, to pull up. Risk injury. So I'm happy with that. I wanted to do more sets, but I'm like, I don't want to overdo it, right? I don't want to overdo it. Chin-ups and pull-ups can be problematic for me if I'm not careful. Let's ease back into it. Find the positions, the right positions. And I'm just going to spend the rest of the workout working on triceps. So I did these floor skull crushers. Now, notice that we take the elbow pretty much to 90 degrees. For the most part, pretty much. All right, that's perfect for hypertrophy. We can argue about range of motion. I'm going to argue about range of motion. This is going to give me what I need for improving my bench strength. It's going to give me what I need for hypertrophy. And it's an exercise that when I'm gripping it now, I messed with the grip width a little bit. This is easy on my shoulder. This doesn't tweak my shoulder at all when I have that little minor pull in the front delt. Because it's basically a minor pull. But I have to train around it. This isn't going to tweak it. This can be loaded really heavy. It's going to force me from a dead stop to maximally contract the triceps to get the weight moving right at a point where I really need the tricep, that same range of motion to kick in the bench press. I think we're going to have a winner here for a while. I want to train the holy hell out of this. Yes, I'm going to do sixes. I need tension. I need tension. I need to get tension on my triceps. A lot of my muscles. I've been doing tons and tons of high volume. It's time to run a bunch of tension on everything, and that's what we're going to do. But, again, good exercise. Got good research on it, good data on it, proven in strength athletes. Make my triceps bigger and stronger in the way that I need them. And that's always what we're looking at. People say, well, you say that about lots of lifts. Yes. Why would we do a lift otherwise? Every lift needs to be your thought process. Is it developing the muscle in the way that you need it to perform the way you need it to perform? We don't do just random stuff for a muscle. You can in some cases. It can be fine if you just need extra meat. But we do need to think in terms of what am I trying to get it to do the best. Do I have joint angles and heads that I care about a little bit more from a performance perspective? Well, think about that a little bit with your supplemental stuff. But this is a really good choice, I think, right now for what I'm doing. Which, again, is why I'm doing it. Okay, especially when I'm getting stuff where the JM press gets irritated a little bit. And it's not that the JM press is the problem, it's that something else irritated it. And then the JM press brings it out. So we just have to work around it. But I think these will be a very good choice. Come in and do a ton of tricep work. So there's going to be a lot of closed grip pressing, a lot of overhead pressing, a lot of direct tricep work. That's going to be my bread and butter for a while in my bench programming. Obviously, and then just building my whole shoulder girdle up and upper back, which we need. That's where some of the other lifts come in. But happy with at least the way things went towards the end of the workout. Kind of getting a feel for some different angles, different movements, learning a few new exercises. So I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.